was at the beginning, but I have taken a resolution, which is that I want to force myself to finish what I have started, and I want to continue. Therefore, this ASMR channel, I have bought a windscreen for my Yeti microphone that I am using right now. I don't really notice a difference right now, but you might be able to. Anyways, today I had the idea of making a video about Tamagotchis. Well, some of you might be familiar with them. If you were a child around the 90s, early 2000s, they are little virtual pets from Japan that came out in 1996, and to this day they still exist. They came up with a bunch of different versions, and when I was a kid I was really obsessed with them, but I don't think I ever had that many. I remember one in particular. I think it was orange and it had the shape of a dragon of some sort. I don't remember exactly. I don't even know if it was from Bandai, probably not. But anyway, I was obsessed with them, even though I was never really into very Japanese stuff or video games or electronic toys and stuff, but there was something about them that made me love them, and I think it's the fact that it's a little toy that you can carry with you everywhere, and in it there's a little pet that you take care of. I think that's what makes me love them so much. And anyways, as I grew up, I kind of gave up on them. And then recently, I watched a video by Graveyard Girl, and she's also obsessed with Tamagotchis. And the video was sponsored by Bandai, which is the creator of Tamagotchis, essentially. And she said that the new Tamagotchis were coming out. And I went online and I saw that they were about to re-release a 2018 version of the original Tamagotchis. The exact same replica of the ones that came out in 96, 97. So I was really, like the grown-up child that I am, was really, really excited. And here in the UK, online at least, I only found one retailer which sold them, and that is the Entertainer. So I ordered one online, and it arrived on Monday, so almost a week ago. And ever since it arrived, I have been absolutely obsessed with them. And I have since ordered, so that was a Generation 1, so if you're not familiar with it, the original Tamagotchis came into different versions or generations. The Gen1 and Gen2, which are a bit different. They have a different background, different characters, different mini games, and so I got the Gen 1 first, was so obsessed with them this week that I actually ordered a Gen2 as well, which I received yesterday. So, the Gen1 is currently a teenager. It's not become an adult yet, and it's 8 years old. And the Gen2 is still a toddler, and I think it's 2 years old. So I thought it could be fun to make an ASMR video where I present them to you and I play a little bit with them, and you get to see what the 2018 release of the original Tamagotchis look like. So, of course, if you want to keep it a surprise and you want to wait until you get your own, then I would suggest to not watch this video. Otherwise, it might be a spoiler. So, in case you're wondering, the background on which I'm filming this video is actually a Harry Potter themed bedsheet that is essentially a representation of the map. I'm not really good at, I don't really know the names and terms of the Harry Potter world in English because I grew up with the French version of Harry Potter, but it's the map that you can make appear and disappear as you wish. It's a map of Hogwarts and stuff. That's what I'm gonna be shooting this on. So, without further ado, let's start with the first Tamagotchi. I have been taking really good care of this one for this past week because, as you may know, the adult version of the Tamagotchi that you get depends on how well you take care of it. But since I wanted to film this video today, I postponed taking care of them for a little while so that they, would need to get fed or something and we could have something interesting to do. So as you can see, this one has pooped. So this is the purple Tamagotchi. It's version 1. As you can see on the back it says Bandai 2017. I was pretty sure it said 2018. That's odd. 2017 then. Made in China. And I am obsessed with the color purple, which is why I got this one. I really liked the unicorn one, which has the color of a rainbow. But unfortunately it was always out of stock on this website, so I was too impatient and I ordered this one, but I like it too, it's fine. So as you can see, mine is already a teenager. So it's the, I'm not familiar with the names and stuff, but essentially it's the good teenager, if it makes sense, because depending on how well you take care of them, they end up being good or bad characters. And this is the teenager that will most likely correspond to a good adult, so it's a good teenager. Those, of course, are very basic notions of good and bad. So, as you can see, it's kind of like a squarish creature with little arms and legs, and it looks like it's dancing a little bit. And next to it, there's a little boop, so I'm going to clean this up right now. I have turned off the sound on these, otherwise they make a very high-pitched sound when you click on the buttons, which is not very ASMR friendly. Especially the Gen2 that I have, this one. So that shows all of his health parameters, health status. So it is 8 years old. And it weighs 25 ounces. Next, this is the discipline meter, so it shows how disciplined it is. So right now it is very disciplined. This means it is hungry a little bit and a little bit unhappy as well. So I'm going to have to take care of this. So when you want to clean the poop, you go to this icon in the lower left hand corner of the screen, and then it just cleans the space and gets rid of the poop, and then it's very happy. So because if you leave the poop for too long, it can get sick, which you don't want. You want to make as few mistakes as possible in order to get a good adult. Okay, so next, this is the icon for eating. So we're gonna do that now. So you can choose between a meal or a snack. Snacks, in my opinion, should be avoided because they can make them a bit fat. Once again, it's very basic representation of life. But meals are essential if you want to feed them. So as you can see in version 1, it's a piece of bread. So now let's see if he's he's gained 1 ounce, and as you can see, it has all of the hearts in the hunger parameter, so it means it's well fed, it's not hungry anymore. However, there's still 1 heart missing in the happy meter, which means it is slightly unhappy, so we'll take care of that right now. So you go to this icon right here with the bat and the ball, and it takes you to the game, the mini game. The point of this one is to guess in which direction it's going to turn, so I got it right this time. I'm quite bad at this mini game. I prefer the game in the Generation 2 because I think this one relies a lot on chance, whereas the other one a little bit less, I feel like. So the idea is to keep playing until you get it right. You have 5 attempts and you have to see I got it right because I got 3 right out of 5. So he's happy. And so if I leave and I go back to the health parameters, see, it's lost 1 pound and it is happy now. It's lost 1 pound because it has exercised. So I'm not sure if I think that might mean the fact that it's black instead of white, that might mean it's either a girl or a boy. I don't remember exactly. A boy, I think, or maybe it has nothing to do with the gender, I don't know, but I've been trying to take as good care as possible of this little guy so that I get a good character, because the most common character, which I think looks like a bird because it has a sort of beak, I don't like it at all. I think it's very ugly. So I've been trying my hardest to get the good looking character, which in my opinion looks kind of like a mouse, but then I know those are not intended to represent animals. I don't think so, but that's my interpretation of them, at least. So when it came out of the shell, it was like a little blob, a little dot, a black dot, and then it evolved within an hour into the toddler stage. So it was a bit bigger, but still no arms and legs. few days, it became a teenager. And now it is 8 years old, so it should become an adult soon. And you are essentially a good caretaker if your Tamagotchi reaches more than 23 years of age when it dies. I mean, you're like the ideal caretaker if it reaches that age. So I'm going to try that out. Other features are you can see the time here. So it's 2 hours behind just because it was more convenient for me that they go to bed at 10 and wake up at 11, I think. Otherwise they go to bed at 8, which is a bit early for me. And then the second thing I haven't shown you yet is this. It's to turn off the light when it's sleeping. Because if you don't turn the light when it's sleeping, it's going to be grumpy, and it means you haven't taken good care of it. That's a little shot. That's for when it's sick. That is, I showed you what tickling the poop. That is when the Tamagotchi is being unfair to you in a way. When it's beeping for no reason, it's beeping and it's got no missing hearts, for example, or it refuses to eat even though it's hungry and stuff like that, it means it needs to be disciplined. So you go to this icon right here and you discipline it, and then after that it fills the discipline meter, and the more disciplined it is, the better the adult character is going to be. And this is the icon that lights up when there's something wrong, when the Tamagotchi is asking for your attention, essentially. So that's that. That's the first Tamagotchi. It's the Generation 1, and you can see the background. It has little sorts of hearts and stars on the top and bottom, and then in the background it's kind of like a checked floor, if that makes sense. It's cool, but I prefer Generation 2 actually. So now I'll move on to the second Tamagotchi I got, the version 2. So, this is Generation 2. So as you can see, this one is black and gray or silver. I think it was intended to be silver. And on the back, okay, so this one does say Bandai 2018. That's why I got confused. And this one is, I'm a little bit less happy with the quality because, like I said, this one has a problem. It has a defect with the sound for some reason. The sound is glitching, which is not too big of a deal, but I'm worried that it might be a sign that there's going to be more problems with it in the future. But anyways, we'll see. So as you can see, this one says Tamagotchi here. I'm going to compare both now. Those are both Tamagotchis together. You can see the background is very different. I personally think you can see the little character better on this one. The screen is a bit darker for some reason. But I like them both. I think the shell on this one is slightly better looking, but I like them both. So, as you can see on the background, it's kind of swirly, and then on the top and bottom, it's little stars. Dark and light stars for the icons. And so right now it's in the toddler stage. I started it yesterday, afternoon, so it's very young still. It's 2 years old. And it was a little blob. It was not the same gender as the other one. I think this one's a girl. If there are genders in this version, I'm not even sure. But so at first it was a little blob like the other one, and then it evolved into this one, which is a bigger blob with a bit of a thing on its head. The characters are different in both versions. Maybe I can show you right now. Those are the instructions for both versions. This is the version 1, generation 1, as you can see. And the characters are as follow. I don't know if you can see very well, but so that's the first Tamagotchi I showed you. So it evolved into this, and then this. This is where it's at right now. It could have been this one. This would have mean I'm pretty sure that I took bad care of it. This means I took good care of it. And then you can become any of these characters plus a secret one. And I want to get this one at the top. This one is the most common one that I don't like. And these are bad ones, I think. And for the second version, they're actually showing the baby step, the baby stage here, which they don't show. They're showing the baby stage here, which they don't show in the other instructions for some reason. And then that's the toddler stage, that's where it's at right now. And then, as you can see, the teenage stage is different from the other version. And then, same for the adult characters, they all look different from the other version. Here's a dog, so I'd like to get that one, but I might get, I don't know, I'm fine with that. If I get this one, it's fine too. I don't want to get these though. I've been taking, I don't want to say I took less good care of this one, but I feel like I did a little bit, because there were a couple times where I really waited too long until I cleaned its poop, and then it got sick, or it was very unhappy and stuff. But that's fine, I took good care of the other one, so let's go ahead and clean its poop like for the other one. Yay, it's happy now. Now let's go see the parameters. So it's 2 years old, 13 pounds. Also the other one says ounces and this one says pounds. I just noticed right now. That's odd. Discipline is almost full, but not quite. And then, as you can see, it is quite hungry and quite unhappy, which is good because it means I have more things to do on camera. So all the icons are the same, but what's different you'll be able to see is the food. Instead of the words being written, you have the little foods that you can see. This is a burger and this is a cake. Oops. The burger is the meal and the cake is the snack, obviously. So it has 2 empty hearts, so it means it needs to eat twice. I'm not gonna give it snacks because it's not good for, I try and avoid snacks. I give snacks only if it's like I really don't have time. So this is the mini game. As you can see, it's different from the other version. In this one you have to guess if the number that's going to appear is going to be lower or higher than the number on screen. I I personally prefer this game. I think it's easier and less dependent on chance and luck compared to the other one. It's more fun, I think. So I won. So let's do one more. It's 4, so it's below 5, so I'm guessing it's going to be higher than 4. Lower is on the left, higher is on the right. I'm going to do this again, yeah. So 5 is tricky because it can be, it's equal, lower or higher, so I was lucky this time. The 9 is given away because, you know, it cannot be higher than 9, so it has to be lower. Same with 1. Oh, 1, it necessarily is higher because you cannot go lower than 1. So I won twice in a row. So now it's fully happy and its belly is full as well. So yeah, that's essentially it. I can't think of another difference. Yeah, I'm going to try and get good adult characters for these two. Especially the other one, I think I have more hope. This one, I might get a less good character just because I didn't take as good care as the other one. Essentially, during the day, I carried them around on a little golden chain that I had. And I carry them both on this chain. So I have them with me all the time. And when I go to college, I just put them on pause. So to put them on pause, you just bring out the time, and then you click on A and C at the same time, and then the word set appears, and as long as the word set is on the screen, it is paused, so the time does not move. And then you reset the time when you want to unpause it, and there we go, it's back to normal. But otherwise, I don't pause them at night. I let them sleep because they grow faster that way. I mean, they grow at a normal rate. If you pause them at night, they'll grow super slowly. And yeah, so I keep the sound on so I can hear when they beep for attention. And yeah, that's my little journey with the new generation, the re-release of Tamagotchis. I really like them. I think I'm very happy that I became aware of the new Tamagotchis this year instead of last year, because last year they re-released the mini series, which is essentially the same as these but twice as small, and they don't have as many options. They're kind of boring in my opinion. Whereas this one, they have a lot of things you can do with them, and I really like them, and I'm really happy. I honestly, I'm having as much fun as I did when I was a kid, which is nice. So here they are again, and since I am really obsessed with them now, I have actually ordered, I'm actually seriously thinking of starting a collection. I think I like the older versions more than the new generations of Tamagotchis. I'm not really a fan of. They are very huge and in color, and I don't know, it's too much for me. I like the old looking pixels videos with the little black and white icons and stuff. I like it that way. So if I ever start collecting them, I'm going to only collect the older versions, especially the connection ones. They were Tamagotchis that came out shortly after these ones, and the point was to kind of help them connect between each other, and I think you could have babies with them and stuff. I mean, they could have babies together. And I actually found a connection one for a connection Tamagotchi. I think it's version 1 or version 2 for a good price on eBay, and I ordered it, and it's going to arrive next week, and I intend on playing with it. It doesn't come with instructions or the packaging or anything, and it's been used already, but apparently it's in good condition. So I don't intend to be a collector which keeps the Tamagotchis in packaging, or only a few, but for the most part I think I want to play with them because that's most of the fun. I mean, that's what I like about Tamagotchis, is that you can play with them. So the one I'm going to receive next week, I'm definitely planning on having a lot of fun with, and I might make another video about it. We'll see. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I think it's relaxing to see an ASMR video where people just show something and talk about it, especially when it's a toy or something electronic like that. Especially the fact it's moving on the screen, I think it can be relaxing. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you the idea of maybe buying a Tamagotchi for yourself or someone you love. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to try to make videos more often. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.